I was talking to Mel about this as well as we are discussing what we're talking about, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. So this is a little preview to that too. We were just saying like I remember when the Trish and Becky feud started. The first thing was because the match was short. We were told as a community and as wrestling fan, women's wrestling fan specifically, oh wait for like the ending. Just let it play out, which is what we always get told. It's like let it play out. We'll get the big ending towards the feud at SummerSlam, and then here comes SummerSlam weekend, and their match gets cut off. Apparently, there's time constraints, so they took off the match off the card. And don't get me wrong, there's two women's wrestling matches on the card, which I'm looking forward to watching. But they had the potential to do four. And I was like, you could have gone for that four and made it even better. And I feel like for right now, for example, don't get me wrong, I don't mind, Trish having her moment in Canada. But at the same time, if you can see by her social media, she's not happy that the match got cut from SummerSlam.
Nope.
Becky's not happy that it got cut from SummerSlam either. It's like they know they have been putting points to this storyline and building towards it for that to be like the exclamation point into the end to this. And they're not going to hit that highlight versus that. Now we get that battle royal. A lot of people were like, that could have been in the kickoff. And then we could have gotten the ladies on the main show versus another one that we also have on the other side of it. It's Rhea Ripley. Rhea, it looks like even by her, the tweets that she's been liking, she's also not happy to be a champion and not be on the card either, which is understandable as a champion. And then it just think about it from that aspect is like they could have had, Raquel be in there, but still they re-injured her on TV so that way she wouldn't have that match. And Rhea's like in tweets of like, hey, we have a SummerSlam with no Becky, no Trish, and no Rhea. And she's very unhappy. Even today I saw that there was an article from InStyle magazine with her. It's like, hey, we're gonna talk about Rhea about her look for SummerSlam. And she quote tweeted it and went, by SummerSlam media look because I'm not gonna be at SummerSlam. So it's like the
Jeez.
headline's a little different now, and just and you can tell by by her social media she's definitely not happy to not be part of SummerSlam either. And I feel like it goes back to what we mentioned earlier is like she's a female wrestler, even though she's being a manager to Dom. We don't want her to forget that she's the champion, and right now that championship is taking a backseat to the Dirty Dom kind of storyline because the guys are having matches and she's not, and it just to me it's upsetting in that kind of way because we could have had four women's matches on the card instead of the two that we have. And it's just like I feel like as a woman, as a wrestling fan, I don't want to be satisfied with two matches. I'd rather have the four that could have been there, and I could have made the pay-per-view even better. So now this caused two hashtags to be trending on Twitter, or in X as it's called now. The first one is WWE Women Deserve Better because we know that even recently they've had little matches, like 3 to 5 minute matches, and very little segments, very little story progressions. I feel like even now with the draft, we have so many women on the roster that we don't get to see, like not even on rotation in the roster. So I think that's also an interesting point of view on that end as well. And we also have the We Want Equality hashtag. I know definitely it's not going to be entirely equal because there's more men in the roster than there's women, but at least to give the women a little bit more time than what they're actually getting, which is something that Ed and I were discussing on taking over as well. It just in NXT we do get at least two women's matches and multiple segments, and we see most of the roster in the 2 hour show versus Raw 3 hours, and we barely see any of the ladies. So just that imbalance there, I feel like they could definitely learn from what NXT is doing in that aspect, and even Impact. Impact is one that highlights the knockouts very well. So it's like I feel like there's definitely an experience there, and it also goes back to the piece that I wrote for Body Slam, thinking of what we want to see improve on the AEW Women's Division as well. So just it's happening all around right now.